You ever feel like you're completely overwhelmed when you're trying to learn programming? Like you have all these tutorials that you're going through, you're enrolled in all these courses, and you're getting some conflicting advice, and you don't know what to trust, and you don't feel like you're getting any closer to building something real. That's what we're going to talk about here in this video. If you're new to the channel, my name is Rob. I'm a coding instructor for PreCodeCamp, and I spent my first year learning to code, and I think I made every single mistake that you could while trying to learn. And so hopefully by me sharing my 4 biggest mistakes that you could avoid them completely. So we're going to cover things like the fundamentals versus project debate. We're also going to talk about the use of AI. That's a real hot topic. And then also, what are some daily habits that you can kind of incorporate in your own life? And that way it can help you get back on track and not make the mistakes that I have. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into the first mistake, which probably sounds too familiar. So starting out, I spent months watching tutorial after tutorial, taking notes, feeling like I wasn't learning anything. And then I tried to build something on my own, and like my mind went completely blank. And that is what I call tutorial purgatory, consuming so much content without actually applying it. And the problem is that you're learning in theory, but you're not developing those actual problem solving muscles that you actually need. And so you burn out because you're not getting those small, quick wins to keep you motivated. So what's the fix? I would say start building on day 2, meaning pick any tiny project that you can think of. And we're just looking for quick wins. And sometimes what we do in class is we take a website and we try to clone it, or we have this simple wireframe and we try to see if you can make it. And if you're learning JavaScript, pick something simple, whether that be a to-do list, whether that be a calculator, right? You want to learn exactly what you need to do in order to make it. You know, that immediate application that you're doing, it makes the knowledge stick. But once you start building, you're going to hit another wall. And, for today's beginners, that's a whole nother new tool that can either help or hurt you in the progress. So AI tools, they are incredible for getting quick answers, quick explanations. I use them daily. But here's the danger. When you copy and paste your code without actually understanding how it works, you're not learning how to solve the problem yourself. And so I see students kind of fall into this trap very early, thinking that they're trying to be more efficient. They're trying to get the work done. But really, they are creating more of a dependency on the AI. The AI becomes more of a crutch that prevents them from developing their own and logical thinking skills. You want to use AI for the good, meaning like explaining concepts. So if you're stuck on something, or if you need some help debugging your errors, but when it comes to building the core logic and solving the problems, you don't want to utilize the AI for that. You want to go back to documentation. You want to reach out to your mentors. You want to reach out to a community, something that traditional methods kind of force you to understand those fundamentals. And even the right tools, your mindset can still hold you back in ways that you might not expect. I remember when I first started to learn the code, I was wasting so much time researching the perfect programming language and the ideal learning path on how to learn programming that I barely wrote any code. And the truth is that there is no perfect choice. You just want to pick one, stick with it. Consistently switching between languages and frameworks means that you're never going to get a deep enough understanding on any of them to actually build anything substantial. And so the bigger mistake here is trying to learn this completely alone. And, I thought that I had to figure it out all myself, but programming is fundamentally collaborative. Not asking for help, not joining communities, it really slows down the progress dramatically. You want to start with building a portfolio immediately, even if it's just simple projects. Join a community, ask questions, see how others are solving problems. So what actually works when you avoid these mistakes? Here are the habits that made the real difference in my learning journey. Consistency beats intensity every time. 20 minutes of coding daily will get you further than an 8-hour marathon session in 1 week. The compound effect is real. Embrace the whole concept here of break things and then fix them. Because when you intentionally break your own code, you understand how it works, and then you can debug it yourself. This creates a deeper learning than just trying to follow a tutorial. Teach concepts to others. Even if it's just explaining your code to a rubber duck, hearing you explain things out loud actually helps reinforce what you have learned. So teaching forces you to solidify your understanding. Most importantly, focus on one tech stack until you are comfortable with building a complete project before you even think about adding new languages to your framework. These small, consistent habits will give you the momentum that carries you through these inevitable frustrating moments, right? So to recap, you want to start building real projects immediately instead of getting stuck in the tutorial purgatory. You do want to utilize AI as a helper for explanations, but you want to not use it as a crutch because that actually prevents you from learning. You also want to avoid the paralysis by picking one language, and you want to stick with it. And most importantly is practice consistently, with the whole concept of let's break it and fix it. That way you can understand it. It's very rewarding. If you want more beginner-friendly advice, keep following our channel. I thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.